Hello everybody, welcome to my first video on Jude's Kitchen, and today we are making, what are we making again? We are making a pizza that you can all make at home. Now I've had no practice making pizzas, my dad's gonna help me, but I just think they're amazing. They've been my favourite food for a long time. They're simple, they're tasty, they're delicious. Margherita's the best one, so that's why we're making margherita pizza. And yeah, here are the ingredients if you came here to cook with me. And here are the rules if you came here for entertainment. Right, enough of the talking, more of the cooking. Right, these might not look like all the ingredients for the pizza, but we're gonna do it in stages. We're gonna do dough, then our own homemade tomato sauce, then the cheese and the basil, so then it's ready to serve. So we're gonna start with the dough. First, you're gonna add half a teaspoon of salt into a cup of bread flour and add it to your bowl. Give it a good mix to make sure the salt and flour are blended. Now for the magic, add half a tablespoon of yeast to your mix to make it bubbly and risey. Then give that a nice mix so that blends in as well. Next, you're gonna add your cup of milk. Usually, you're meant to use water, but I'm gonna use milk for extra creaminess. My apologies, my dad misjudged the flour. You actually need to add 2 cups instead of 1. So now I've added 2 cups of flour instead of 1. You need to get your hand in and give it a good mix. Now, some people might not like this bit because, I don't like this bit, it's disgusting. But some people like me won't like this bit because it's a bit messy. So, yeah, so if you're not very confident of doing this, I don't know what to say. Yeah, I've been kneading this dough for about 15 minutes now. The next stage is for it to let it prove. I will now put this into a bowl with a drizzle of olive oil and cover with a damp tea towel for ideally 24 hours to let it rise. We've done the dough, now time for the toppings. We're going to make a classic American cheese and a proper style Italian margherita. To a pan, I'll add a drizzle of olive oil and 2 cans of plumbed tomatoes, Italian style. Now we're gonna add 2 cloves of garlic. Now we're gonna add a bunch of my favorite herb, basil. Now here comes the messy bit. You've got to use your hands and mix around the basil with the plum tomatoes. Then add salt to taste. Now let this gently simmer on a medium heat for about 20 minutes. Next step, you're going to prep the toppings by slowly cutting the mozzarella very gently. I've cut the mozzarella, the sauce is still cooling, and the dough is still proving. The pizza dough is ready. I will now quarter it into 4 equal dough balls. That's nice.
Plug.
Now we're making pizza. This is what we're looking for. It's time to assemble the pizzas. Now for the cheeses. This is going to be the American one, and this is going to be the Italian one. Let's start with the American one. So you're going to need 2 handfuls of this mozzarella to sprinkle around here, because this is a cheese that most Americans use to use on their pizzas. And for the Italian one, you're going to need a tiny bit of handful for the American mozzarella and about 4 or 5 odd slabs of this Italian mozzarella cheese. I think that counts as 2. 5. Into the oven it goes. It's out of the oven, and now it's time to add the finishing touches. Voila! And what every other cooking channel does, you have to review your food. So I'm going to start with the Italian-based pizza. Let's go. The cheese ball's good. I can really taste that flavor in the tomato sauce. The cheese is nice, but the dough is a bit hard. I think it's a really good overall pizza. I'm gonna rate that 8.2 out of 10. And now it's time for the American-based pizza. This time, it's the exact opposite. The dough is nice and stringy like a dough ball. That's probably my favorite bit. The cheese is a bit hard and crusty, and I can't really taste the tomato sauce. So I'm going to rate the American pizza a 6.9 out of 10. That will do for my first video, and I'll see you in the next one.